What's up, everyone? Mr. NoobTube Gamer. Today we're playing Call of Duty Vanguard in 2024. We're going to see how the game's doing 3 years later. This video is going to mostly be focused on the multiplayer instead of campaign and zombies, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, the campaign and the zombies are not worth shit. So if you're a fan of single player, if you're a fan of zombies, do not buy this game. The campaign is so boring, and the zombies, it's by far the worst zombies mode in all of Call of Duty history, including the Nintendo DS version of Black Ops 1. That was more fun than this bullshit. So yeah, no. Do not touch this game with a 10-foot pole if you are mostly a zombies player. But I'm sure if you're a zombies player, you already know that. As far as the multiplayer goes, in 2024, it's still, even though it came out a few years ago, it's still one of the more recent Call of Duty games. So there are still a lot of people that play this game, and it's also the most recent game that takes place in World War II. I know there are a lot of people that are interested in World War II settings, so that way, there are a lot of people that enjoy this game and want to play it or interested in it. I will say one thing, COD World War II is so much better than this game in almost every single way. So if you are interested in playing a World War II era Call of Duty game, then go with World War II, or even better, World at War. The only reason that anyone would want to play Vanguard over those two games is for crossplay. So, you know, if you're on Xbox and your friend's on PlayStation or PC, then you may just want to play this game because you can all play together. With the older Call of Duty games, you cannot do that. But yes, in case you didn't know, between all 5 versions of the game, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC, everybody can play with each other no matter what platform you're on. So PS4 can play with PC, Xbox One can play with PS5, etc., etc. As far as the last-gen versions of Vanguard are concerned, if anyone's curious, if you have a PS4 and Xbox One, you don't have the newer consoles or a PC, and you're curious as to whether or not the game is worth it on the older systems, I would say yes, like as far as, like, if it still holds up, like if it's good compared to the new version. Obviously, the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions are much better, and the PC version's much better. Graphics are a lot better. It just runs better, but it's still very much playable on the PS4 and Xbox One. It's not like the port that the PS3 and 360 got for Black Ops 3 back in the day. Anyone who's familiar with that knows that it was a terrible port, one of the worst ports in all of video game history, but no, the last-gen versions of Vanguard aren't that bad. Obviously, as you guys can tell in this gameplay, with the keyboard controls that you see on the screen, I am playing the PC version of the game, which is, it's not a bad PC port, but it's definitely not as good as some other PC versions of Call of Duty games. Like Modern Warfare 2019, no matter what I think about that game, and you guys will know what I think about that game very soon if you don't already. I'm going to make a video on Modern Warfare soon. But the PC version of that game is fantastic. It's optimized so well. If you ever played the PC version of Modern Warfare, you know what I'm talking about. But Vanguard, it's not so much. I mean, it's not terrible. It's definitely serviceable, but it's not the most stable. I get performance issues here and there, like for no reason. There's problems with the shaders. I have to mess around with the settings, and it can be a pain in the ass. So I would say, like, if you have every single console, every single system, including PC, and you had to, like, just choose which version to play, and you had all the options available to you, I would say PS5 and Series X are number 1 as far as the best version, then PC, then Series S, then PS4 and Xbox One. That's what I would say. As far as whether or not the game is still worth it, I honestly don't think it was ever worth it to begin with. I think Vanguard is one of the worst Call of Duty games of all time, but that is mostly for a few very specific reasons. One, the skill-based matchmaking is terrible. It's the same skill-based matchmaking that you have in Cold War, Modern Warfare 2, where they got the SBMM in casual, regular games instead of just being in ranked. So it's just like every single match is sweaty as hell for no reason. I feel like I'm in a $10 million CDL finals every single time I'm playing just a regular TDM match, and it's so frustrating. But, you know, if you played Cold War, Modern Warfare 2, and you didn't care about SBMM, it didn't bother you, then it won't bother you in Vanguard either. So I guess that all comes down to preference. I also just didn't like the gameplay of Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, where it was kind of more of a tactical style game. Like, it played more like Battlefield and Rainbow Six than, let's say, like the original games, like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. So if you like that, if you like the whole wall mounting and the tactical sprint and all that shit, then you'll also probably like Vanguard, but, you know, that wasn't for me, so that's another reason why I didn't like it. And also, as a World War II game, this game takes place in World War II, and it is not very immersive. You got fucking Snoop Dogg as a soldier in World War II. I was fine when they did the DLC in COD Ghost where he was the announcer in that game, and it was kind of funny, it was kind of cool. But him just running around in World War II is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in Call of Duty. Actually, no, it's the second most ridiculous thing I've seen in Call of Duty. The most ridiculous thing I've seen is fucking laser weapons in a World War II game. Yes, that's right, there are laser weapons. Well, it's only one, but still. It's like, am I playing a World War II Call of Duty game, or am I playing Advanced Warfare 2? Sometimes I don't know. So, yeah, it's not the best depiction of World War II, I'll just say that. There's also no factions, there's no Axis, no allies, there's no Germans, Americans, whatever. It's all just based on the operators. I mean, I thought it was ridiculous in Call of Duty World War II where you can have black women fighting for the Nazis, but no, it's even more ridiculous in Vanguard, so... Yeah, no, if you're into, like, the whole World War II era of Call of Duty, this game just doesn't feel like World War II, but it also has the restrictions of being a World War II game at the same time. For example, the Gunsmith, which is one of the most beloved features of Modern Warfare, is back in Vanguard, but it's a little bit more limiting because they only have World War II weapons, aside from the laser gun that I mentioned, so there's a lot less ways that you can customize the weapons and the attachments because it is taking place in the 1940s instead of Modern Warfare, which is a modern setting. So you have all these different, better technology, more attachments and stuff that you can put in the Modern Warfare series. But in Vanguard, you're more limited. And even, they do give you, like, glowing sights and all this other shit that really wasn't used in regular World War II combat. So it's this weird thing where they limit what you're able to do because it's a World War II game, but they also go a little bit too crazy where it doesn't feel like a World War II game. But I know there are a lot of people that couldn't give less of a fuck about any of that. They don't care if it takes place on fucking Mars or Pluto or with dinosaurs. As long as the game is fun or whatever, that's really all they care about. They don't care about presentation. They don't care about authenticity, immersion, any of that stuff, and that's fair enough. I would just say this. Even though Vanguard is a sequel to COD World War II, if you liked COD World War II, I don't think there's a good chance that you're going to like this game unless you also loved Modern Warfare 2019 and also Modern Warfare 2. If you didn't like those games, you're definitely not going to like this one. Because all Vanguard really is a World War II version of Modern Warfare. So really all comes down to, did you like Modern Warfare? Did you think Modern Warfare was fun? The answer is yes, then this game is probably for you. I mean, I can't really complain that much about the maps. I think the maps are actually a lot better than Modern Warfare 2019. And Modern Warfare 2, I'd say it's about the same. There's definitely a lot less recycled content in Vanguard, because, in Modern Warfare 2, they went crazy with all the remakes, like, more than any other COD game. Like, that is just completely ridiculous. But Vanguard, I would say it has pretty decent map variety. As far as how well the maps play, really depends on which combat pacing you choose. Yes, there's a thing that's unique to Vanguard called combat pacing, where you can either have it be regular 6v6, which is the traditional Call of Duty experience, or you can choose Blitz, which is 20 to 28 players in one map. And every single map has the option to choose between tactical and blitz. So, yeah, obviously not every map plays well in both of those types of things. Because when you have more players and the map is really designed to have less, it can be a clusterfuck. When the map is so giant, where it's obviously made to have like 28 players or whatever it is, and you're playing with 6v6, then it can drag on so much. So it really, your mileage will vary drastically depending on which thing you choose. I think it was a terrible thing. They implemented it so badly, and it was just a really bad idea. So I'm glad they're not really doing that anymore with Call of Duty. But yeah, overall, I would say the gunplay is okay, assuming you're a fan of Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. I like how they kind of added destructibility. So if you hated the door camping in Modern Warfare, you can shred those doors up and you can rip up walls and shit, which is kind of cool. So I guess that makes it a little bit less frustrating than Modern Warfare. There's less of a camping problem in this game. And I would also say that it's probably one of the more balanced Call of Duty games. You don't have too much shit that is just so OP and ridiculous. So if you like a pretty well-balanced multiplayer, then you'll probably enjoy Vanguard, I think. It's not for me, but I gave my reasons why I don't like the game. If you agree with that, then that's fine. If you don't, then that's also fine. But if you are interested in the game, I still think it's not worth it unless you get it for a very cheap price. Like, I'm talking like way below $20, because the campaign, the zombies are absolute dog shit. Like, you'll find some people hate Vanguard's multiplayer, some people love Vanguard's multiplayer. But everybody hates Vanguard Zombies. Like, that's just a fact. And most people didn't like the campaign either. So, yeah, really, multiplayer is the only thing that might be worth it, but that just depends on what you want in a Call of Duty game and a multiplayer game. With the crossplay and it being not that old, there's still a lot of players online. Almost every game mode, you can still find some people, which is a good thing. So the community is still there, but whether or not it's the right game for you, that's up to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.